Hi, Zeos. So these are Moondrop headphones, and you've never seen them before. They've been on my wall for a while, but you've never seen them because these were never released. They sent me a set and then they canceled them. And I was very sad about that because I actually liked a lot of things about the way these sounded. I didn't like the way they were built. I didn't like the way the pads felt. But the overall dynamic, a Moondrop dynamic was in the cards, and then the cards were gone. Well, I found it. Still makes that clicky noise, but these are the Joker. So what it looks like is they took this headphone that they designed as an open back and then said, fuck it, and closed it. And what we're left with is the sound I really enjoyed with much nicer pads, deeper bass, and more comfort. But still makes that noise. Now, these are 80 bucks, and that's dirt cheap. And looking at my wall, looking at the wall, scanning across for under $100 closebacks. You can't see it, but I'm massaging my goatee. Like an evil son. Like, where's the AKG 361? I think, yeah, that was close, right? It was like 120. Okay, maybe it was less. Maybe been less. Takstar Pro 80s, M40X. There aren't many. There aren't many that I've thought were good enough to keep. There aren't many that are even living on this wall that are even close to the right price. And here comes Moondrop, most famously known for their IAMs. Well, now I guess they're most famously known for their like portable DAPs and like the neck speaker things. But they're coming into the headphone game. You know the Venus, the $600 planar that I swapped pads on, and it just fucking it was right on that wall, right on that goddamn wall, right next to the SJY, which you're going to confuse with the ZMFs, and it's got the Tim socks for 2000, the harmonic. Oh. So now these for 80 bucks. Do I like them? Yes, abso-fucking-lutely. 100% gonna get a recommendation, but there's a but. There's a but. There's a little but. It's a little but. It's not a big but. It's a little but. They do low end fantastically. In fact, sitting here staring at the wall and saying, forget price, what do I think they sound like? And you know what came to mind? And I'm not going to lie about this. I think they tuned it to kind of have the same levels as a Fostex TH900. Now, no, stop it. You're all going to the comments. Zeus, you're saying that an $80 headphone sounds like a $1,500. No, stop, no. I'm just saying that was their target. They had one in the fucking studio. They put it on, and they took it off, and then they took their $80 headphone, and they put it on, and they went, it needs more bass, or it needs more soundstage, or it needs more of this, or it needs more of that. And unfortunately, they also took it needs more very specific fucking amplification. Because the low end on this, because this is a chunk. If you picked up a hamburger and it was that big, you'd be very happy with your hamburger. They're doing what they're calling, hold on, and this was sent to me by Apos. They're doing what they're calling revolutionary acoustic design, They're eliminating, they have a asymmetric brass acoustic cavity. I'm not sure if it's supposed to say brass. It might mean say bass, but it has to do with the standing waves and the sound bouncing in and out of the cup, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, that's one of the things that they've taken that extra space, because we look at this, and we look where this headphone ends, and where this headphone continues, it's this giant panel here, with a vent hole there, and then a little bit of detail here, and some fingerprints, which I can just wipe those off. Hold on a second, I'll just get this shit right there. And so what we've got is essentially it's a modified open back. They took an open back, they modded it to make it a closed back. It looks kind of ridiculous. I'll put them on here, hold on. I know you people are obsessed with my face ever since I did that thing in Germany. But we don't talk about that. The police couldn't prove a fucking thing. So they look kind of like this when you're wearing them, which is a look. That's a look. Wasn't that fun? Aren't you glad I went through 10 years of not being able to give you that? It was wonderful. I had terrible facial and hair choices back in the day. This is so much better. So what you end up with is a very, very wide sounding, very, very deep, accommodating, and very, very clear headphone. What I said about amplifiers counts. I tried it on tube. I tried it on the TH26. And because it's only 86 ohms, it really doesn't come out. It doesn't do anything to benefit it. Because you go usually from a solid state, and I avoided pointing at any of those because those are class A, class A, class A. So he goes from a solid... Do I have any shitty solid states? I need more shitty solid states. It goes from a shitty linear solid state cleanliness. These automatically make it bigger, bassier, wider. So when you go to a tube, it's already there. It can't do anything. So I shut the tube amp off. It didn't do anything. The problem I have with them is when you get to complicated mixes, complex shit kind of falls apart. Like I had some, like just the epic score stuff on there where it's like 97 things happening at once and also based on, and it's like, and you have to lower it. And that's where the real similarity to the TH900 comes in. With different amplification, either the tube or the Singzer with the high Z, low Z versus the Rebel amp versus the FIO here. I don't remember this FIO's model number. It's sitting on my desk now for like this right here, whatever. Actually, I wanted to show that off. I could just do Chris Potter, Next Best Western. Real audiophile shit. All right, real audiophile shit is playing through this, and it's great. It is fucking flawless. You have soundstage and depth, and it's clear, and it's centered, and all the imaging you'd ever want. I hear that cat. It sounds real. Do you hear it? I'm playing the cat sounds of the wild. Let's get something more complicated. Under Siege Fanfare. Oh, Uncle. Now we need guns blazing. There we go. All right. A lot of shit happening right now. A lot of shit happening right now. And it's oh my God, no. I can't play too much of that because obviously YouTube. But you get into something that's a little more stretched out, a little more relaxed, a little less intense music genres, and these things fucking shine. I noticed a lot of, when I was putting it up loudly, especially on the complicated stuff, the sibilants would come in just a little bit, and I gave these the full burn-in regimen of like 2 weeks because I'm lazy and I went on a trip. So I just let the burn-in rig do its thing for the entire time I was gone. So you're gonna get a little fucking taste of treble. But guess what that is? TH900s. I had to search high and low for my 909s to finally find an amplifier that runs them well. It's not even here anymore. It's over there on the other side of the thing, being the Class A preamp for some Klipsch 8060s. But the point is, depending on the amplifier you're using, this will either have a little bit of sibilance or not really that much. But it's going to have the soundstage. It's going to have the bass. It's going to have the clarity. When you push it hard, don't. When you push it hard, don't. This is all sound so far. Do you know how rare that is? We didn't even talk about the wire, which, by the way, this isn't the wire. This is the wire. I put it on the old ones to show off the old ones when I was listening to. Hyperlight. They have a thing. All right, so I unboxed the box, right? I unboxed the box, and out falls this. A Velcro-backed piece of P800 sandpaper. And I'm like, what the fuck did they accidentally drop this in at the factory? Why would this be in here? And then I read, and I don't know whose brilliant idea this was. Someone at Moondrop was like, hey, we used this metal backing. You hear it sounds like a tin can. Why don't we give them some fucking sandpaper and let them fuck it up to add their own patina? So you can literally take your brand new headphone, and this feels so fucking wrong. And keep in mind, I got these for free. So doing this, just like, you're supposed to take it and you're supposed to sand it in a way that gives it like a patina that you would like. See, look, we're getting that patina edge there. I was going to do a Z, but it's going to take apparently a lot more elbow grease than just what I'm doing now. So yeah, you can sand off the paint around the edges like that to add your own patina to this part of the headphone, which is kind of unique in a psychopathic sort of way. I prefer the much easier way to add your own little taste to a headphone. That's by buying a bunch of anime stickers on Amazon and just... Here, ready? Boom. Now it's patinaed. I patinaed it. You happy? Everyone happy? Look, boom. I'll actually have to continue doing this, but I probably get a power sander and really try to like get in there, because it's if it is brass, if what they said wasn't a mistake, it wasn't bass, and it was supposed to be brass, then somewhere under here is fucking brass. I kind of want to get it to the flat spot. I want to see the brass in the flat spot. It's just a little bit, just they put the paint on a little bit too thick to make this like easy for people to do. I can't believe I'm doing this on a review, because it's part of the actual thing of the headphone is they give you sandpaper with it. Anyway, I will eventually probably get my roto wheel out and just, you could see, it's literally brass. Which is why they went this color scheme, because if you do that, you patina it, and they said, oh, natural wear will cause it, but we'll give you sandpaper anyway. I prefer that over, I mean, I'd probably buff this too around her. It'd be fine. The cable is a 3.5 millimeter. Comes with this adapter, which is actually really nice, much nicer than the standard ones they usually come with. So you get your Moondrop 3.5. You could plug this into your phone if it could accommodate this huge head. It's a 2-wire. It goes up to a little rubber gasket, and it goes into 3.5 millimeters. And it actually says the words left and right on it, because L and R are too complicated. I changed it out with my, this is one of the samples I got from a forthcoming headphone collab with Tripowin. This is the red sample. I asked them for red and blue twisted, so you could do red and blue. So we'll see if that comes out eventually at some point. But I just wanted to get a 4.4 Pentacon on it to balance it. Also, the pads come off like that, which is on purpose so that you can swap pads, even though I haven't found a single place to buy the pads yet, but it's brand new, so we'll just be like, boop. Probably the easiest to take off pads in the whole fucking world, and guess what? When you put them on, they snap and they don't come off, so that's a positive thing. Look at the cushions up here. The cushions here and the cushions here, like they figured out from this, which by the way, shitty cushion. They definitely improved it from that to this. And then kept the 3.5s. A lot of perforations. You could tell they've done quite a bit of tuning. There's perforations only on the top and only on the bottom, and then none in the back, and then only on the bottom here. Oh, and the top. So they've done like, they've passed through here and here. They've passed through vents. So they care. They've got the vent in the back of this. I would love to rip this thing apart and see how it's actually, because they don't show you the inside of it. I'm wondering what they've got going on inside, because they've added quite a bit of soundstage to what would otherwise be a closeback, but they haven't done it in like that much. They've done it in that much, so it's kind of expected. Anyway, back to listening to music. These are going to be like the DEFACTO recommendation under $100. Oh, you want a closeback and you have a $150 budget? Joker. Well, what do you like? Oh, Joker. Despite the intolerance to certain amplifiers and it being as long as you're gentle with the volume knob, which if I put this up to here with the high Z, it actually kills the highs a little bit. As long as you, oh my lord, get the child from The Mandalorian season 2. This is moving. This is making things happen. Yeah, no, this is a solid fucking headphone. I would love to give it a 9. I would love to give it a 9 out of 10, but it's an 8. It's an 8 for the simple reason that I wish it didn't clack. All I needed was a little piece of foam in here. Actually, they do have, wait. There are rubber pieces there. There's a little rubber, were there rubber hip here? No, all right, so look, they did try to take that into account. See these holes here that are just giant voids that bounces against? They've actually put rubber in there. It just still makes a noise. So I'm wondering if it needs, oh, it does a hit. No, it hits right on it. I wonder if those need to be pulled out a little bit, like extended. So, my apologies, Moondrop. I thought you didn't take that into account. You totally took that into account. It just still sounds like plastic hitting plastic because the rubber is, you know, a millimeter thick when it gets to that point. They've taken comfort into account. Style is like, it looks like a drop panda. Not to give everyone anxiety and a panic attack and like drudging up old memories. The Drake, calm the fuck down. Like 4 times this review. He's nuts. Love that cat. He's the nicest cat, but he just screams. The opposite of Chewbacca, who is a lady. You get your little pivot this way. You get that much fold this way. Pretty linear as far as the clamp. Like it's not. It's gonna go past that. It's gonna break it. Your up and down movement goes very far. I should point out that is ridiculously big. Half of my ear is sticking out the top of the pad. So if you have an excessively large head, this will accommodate you. Where do I even need to be? Like 3 up out of like 30? Yeah. Bass texture. Try to put the volume up again. Bombs over red line. Some songs showed off better than others, and that's just not because of bass amount. These love an acoustic. Rodrigo and Gabriela, this just sounds amazing on them. I got to do the sound demo. For those of you who don't know, sound demos for headphones and speakers have moved private to Patreon and Subscribe Star subscribers only, for just keeping them the hell off of YouTube. Because of that, if you want to hear how these actually sound and you want to listen to the sound demo, you have to support. Sorry to force it on you, but you know that's just the way it happens because lawyers exist. I really like these. They're above. They're better than I thought they'd be. Like, I know Moondrop's good, but I felt like the weight of them and the build, and it's like, these are not going to be as... Like, I liked these, and I knew that I was going to miss them. It's another thing. You couldn't actually hold these, like, together. And this, you kind of can. So they've done a little bit to fix... These are much stiffer, actually, come to feeling. These are weirdly stiff. Like, versus, like, So they've definitely taken whatever this was, whatever the model number of this was going to be, the Void. It's kind of fucking funny now that you think about it. Because they voided them and they didn't make... Do you get it? Do you get the irony there? I wonder if these pads come off. Just like they did on that one. Are they the same driver? Hold on a second. We're going to do a little... Yeah, it looks very fucking similar. Maybe a little different. There's a red. No, that might be the same driver. I think the Voids were going to be their OG release, and then they just said, fuck it. This doesn't seem right. Something's wrong. They canceled it. It even has a box, I think, that says Moondrop Void. But yeah, then those disappeared off the face of the earth, and now we're here 8-9 months later with Joker, and it's fantastic. So thank you, Moondrop, for existing and bringing us waifus. I didn't even mention the waifus, because I added one to the side. I didn't have to, because they have the Moondrop Joker card, which has a girl wearing Moondrop Jokers, which is different from the Moondrop Joker postcard, which you're supposed to put a postcard. I don't know who I'd send this to, but there's that. Then there's the Moondrop Joker book, which tells you everything you need to know about your Moondrop Jokers and how to plug it in, which has her on it. Finally, the box cover, which is massive, which for some reason has half a vinyl record here, or a third of a vinyl record, quite a bit of a vinyl record here, and this just popped out and you had your headphones in there. So no case. The only weird accessory was fucking sandpaper. Fucking sandpaper. Do you believe that, the Drake? Drake! He doesn't believe it. So you get sandpaper and you get multiple little waifu things. So like, they know how to touch me in the right way. That's a better Joker, in my opinion. Which, by the way, I just happened to have it pre-made and ready. I didn't even know. I'm like, do you have anything that looks Jokerish? Boom. That's available in the wallpaper horde, where you can get every wallpaper I've ever used ever in like a 2.5 gig download. You just got to do a thing with Resilio Sync. You'll understand. It's a great piece of software. I'll continue to sand the shit out of this. It actually got super smooth when I did that. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I'm going to get a little, you know what? A wire brush wheel. Go to carve a Z out into this. And, yeah, check for the sound demo. When you're a patron and subscriber, $5 a month, see reviews early, participate in yard sales, which, if these weren't so good, I would just yard sale them. But they're so good that I've kind of got to keep them to compare against the next thing that comes out for $100 or $80 and says, it's the best closed-back. There were no fucking closed-backs. There were no fucking cheap closed-backs. I don't even have to review this. You're going to buy it. You want a cheap closed-back that isn't a gaming headset. Boom, you got it now. Run away. Run away. The only other closed-back that I personally liked and no one else fucking liked was the big, stupid, the big one, the big stupid one, the B50s, the blonde B50s. I liked them. They had a little bit of a sibilance issue, but you know, they felt good on my face hole. Also, for $10 a month on there, you get to ask me questions directly because you get into a private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat, which also grants you access to a lifetime swap meet channel to buy, sell, and trade gear. And don't forget to check out DMS and my forums that I made with DMS, my website, Hi-Fi Guides, the forum, Spaceballs, the movie. Yeah, well, there'll probably be a post about the Joker and about the Venus and not about the Void, because I don't think anyone has the Void, but I've got the Void, and that's the way it's going to stay. I wouldn't sell that that's super rare, but worth more than a fucking Ferrari. Anyway, I'm here. I'm done. Check out for the sound demo. It'll probably take me a couple days after this recording, because I got to do more speakers and so on and so on and so forth. You did good, Moondrop. You did good. Now to take this, unplug this, plug this into this, and go shopping. Yeah, sanding wheel in the vise with a drill, and that is absolutely brass and kind of beautiful. I guess I'll show off the one that actually exists. Oh, I'll continue this.